Hello, everyone. Welcome to a brand new episode of Dear Better Photography. In these videos, we will read out and discuss letters sent to us by our readers over the years. Today, Tanvi Dhulia, features writer, and me, Conchita Fernandes, senior features editor, will take you through a few letters, and we hope you find some inspiration and learning from them. So the first letter that I'll be reading out is called Continuing the Legacy of Prints by Shubhangi Datta from Kolkata. For more than 20 years, I have been carrying a picture in my wallet. It is a photograph of my parents at my wedding. And even after all these years, I can feel the happiness and warmth emanating from the print. It's surprising how much the picture has withstood, having gone through several hands and wallet changes. I rarely see people today take the time out to catalog their lives in a physical album. With the ease that the digital medium brings us and the colossal storage capacities available, we are prone to collecting, or rather accumulating photographs that are ultimately forgotten about. Growing up, a printed album used to be one of the most awaited things. Today, I'm able to show my children a life from a time completely different from theirs. These heirlooms are the keepers of memories. They may not hold the same relevance as before, but a print is still special and it is a tangible memory. Even last sight's prints are a joy to view. Walking into a gallery and absorbing all the detail and beauty that someone has been able to capture is a different kind of experience. This simply cannot be replicated when viewing images on a screen. While I'm unsure of what my children will do with their photographs, I have made it a point to print pictures of them regularly. This is my legacy to them.
Do you keep a printed photograph with you?
No, actually, surprisingly, I never have. I would have loved to, but the thing is, I've never actually had a proper wallet until very recently. And I would just dump money loosely in my bag, but it has never occurred to me actually. I've had prints over the years of things that I've pulled out from family photo albums and things that I keep with myself in Bombay because my family lives somewhere else, and I like looking at them every couple of months.
So, I mean, this letter reminds me of how now during the lockdown that my entire family is always at home. Uh, every night, my father will always bring out some photo album. Fortunately, we still have some of them with us because you know how prints, they get destroyed easily when you store them carelessly. And most of us don't know how to store them.
Yeah.
And yeah, like it's amazing, like the memories we rediscover when
Absolutely.
we look at these prints.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a lovely letter.
It is. I do actually want to get into a habit of printing photographs now.
Yeah.
I feel like as someone who enjoys photography a lot, who writes a lot about the subject, I don't have enough of prints myself. I talk so much about it, but I think I've not taken the time to actually go and make a print. Yeah. What's your letter?
The letter I'm going to read out is by Aditi Majgaonkar from Pune. It's from our November 2019 issue of the magazine. It's titled A Bound Volume of Interviews. She wrote, "For the last 10 years, I have been a regular reader of Better Photography. It's the interviews that I look forward to the most, as they are rife with information on the photographer's thought process and not just on technique. I was wondering if this particular idea has ever occurred to you about consolidating the interviews into single or multiple bound volumes. The interviews could possibly be categorized based on genre or on the caliber or merit of the photographer. The bound editions could make for great collector's items and an easy reference point for anyone interested in learning about the works of some of the best and greatest photographers in the world." Has this idea ever occurred to the team before?
It has actually. A couple of years ago, Madhavan and the team, we were all discussing about actually consolidating all these interviews into one bound volume. I think it would make for a great collector's item because we've had some pretty amazing interviews uh, over the over 20 years, that better photography has been in existence. Like everyone from Henri Cartier-Bresson to Yusuf Karsh. We've even had Saul Leiter and more recently Fred Herzog. Uh, that's actually a very good idea. We should in fact do something about it. And I think it's a great way to get people who have just recently picked up the magazine, perhaps, to see the kind of work that we've put out over time.
Well,
Yeah.
Aditi, it might happen.
Yeah, just might happen. Yeah. Well, I'm going to go to the next letter. It is by Arif Kapoor from Pune. So Arif Kapoor wrote to us saying, by the way, the letter is called Inspiration Lies Everywhere. And this is what he had to say. Sometimes the most random thing can set off a bulb inside of you, or an inspiration that was sitting dormant inside of you. For me, it was a dialogue from Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. A young Luke Skywalker is undertaking Jedi training from Master Yoda when the following dialogue exchange takes place. Yoda, no, no different, only different in your mind. You must unlearn what you have learned. Luke says, all right, I'll give it a try. Yoda, no, try not. Do or do not. There is no try. And that was it. That one simple dialogue made me realize how much I was holding myself back from understanding what I'm truly capable of. So now, instead of wondering if I will actually be able to make a good picture, I just go ahead and shoot without overthinking it. And I'm mostly quite satisfied with my results. In a way, Master Yoda became my teacher too. Well, I must say that, I must make it very clear that I have never watched Star Wars, okay, but I totally get the sentiment from this letter. Uh, but before I begin giving you my thoughts on this, Tanvi, is there something that you'd like to say?
As someone who's really enjoyed the movies, I love this letter. Never thought I would look at Yoda as a photography teacher.
I know, right? In fact, I quite agree with what Arav said about, not holding back and overthinking the situation and just simply shooting. Uh, but I also think that there are two aspects to this. I think that whatever it is that we do should have some purpose, whether it's writing or whether it's drawing or making music. And this purpose doesn't have to have a large scope. It could be something as simple as photographing because, you enjoy it. That could be your purpose too, to make pictures, that because it brings you joy. But maybe after some time has passed by, I think that you should review your pictures and perhaps question why you shoot in a particular way or why you shoot a particular subject. Uh, what I'm trying to get at is that you shouldn't always be clueless about why you photograph the way you do. And once you realize this, I think that the very act of photographing will become a lot more seamless and instinctive. Uh, where, like Arav mentioned, you won't have to really think about uh, why you make the kind of pictures that you do.
Yeah, I think sometimes you should just let a purpose emerge instead of
Yeah,
seeking it out.
the truth.
That's
That too. That too. Yeah. So your letter.
Yes. So this letter is by Vishal Madhulkar from New Delhi. It's from our September 2017 issue. So Vishal has wrote to us. Uh, the letter is titled Development. at what cost? Hailing from a small town in Uttarakhand and having recently moved to New Delhi, I was moved by Parth Gupta's photographs depicting the rampant changes in the city owing to rapid urbanization. Looking at his series, Terra Firma, published in the August 2017 issue of Better Photography, I have developed a deeper and clearer understanding of what entails the high rises and glass facades in metropolitan cities. It perfectly aligns, yet juxtaposes, with Asa's photographs on Moldova, also in the same issue. It is ironic how, on one side, we are engulfed by modernization and can't find space in the cities, while there are beautiful areas in the countryside left to disappear into oblivion. We move to bigger cities for a better lifestyle, and in the process, end up abandoning our hometowns. This brings me to a crucial question. Development, but at what cost? Yeah, I think it's 2020, and I think it's still a very timely letter.
Absolutely, absolutely. In fact, I feel like the situation is just getting a lot more worse.
Yeah.
I think the most recent example that I can think of is the whole RA situation, where the government sanctioned the cutting down of trees. Uh, it's quite sad, at what's happening, and why people don't actually see how this can have absolutely devastating effects on the environment. But I do remember parts. I'm sorry. The series is called Terra Firma, right? I do remember looking at it, and it's eerily quite similar to even landscapes in Bombay, I think, because you will find open grounds like this, just looking very desolate.
Yeah, and this letter also reminds us how photography, when used responsibly and artfully, the way Path did with Terra Firma, can raise some very pertinent questions. And it's important to do that. Art should constantly ask questions that bother us, these questions that help us rethink the way we live. So yes,
Absolutely.
I think this is an excellent letter.
Yeah. All right, guys, this wraps up this episode of Dear Better Photography. We will be seeing you next week, same time as today. Do send in your letters and your thoughts to us either on our Facebook or Instagram page, or you could email them as well to us. The email address is feedback@betterphotography.in. So see you soon. Thanks, Tanvi.